A sparkling Sydney backdrop for racing's newest prize.
This is a real speedsters race. It's the 100-metre championship of basically the world sprint racing of horses.
Chris Waller arrives at Royal Randwick today, chasing back-to-back glory.
Well, it helps by doing it the first year, so we've got that part of it ticked off. We know what we need to do and what it takes to win the TAB Everest. So what we've basically done with our horses is kept things simple.
It might not have been a perfect preparation, but TAB's runner Nature Strip has jumped straight back into favouritism after drawing barrier 5.
He's only got to bring one of those performances like he did in the Darley or the TJ, and he'll be winning this sort of race. So, look, he's a brute on his day, and I'm hoping he performs. But as everyone knows, he's pretty quirky.
A deal swap meant Haute Bronheur was a late addition, far from the French wine region that inspired her name. The 5-year-old mare is now chasing the $15 million crown for owners Three Bridges Thoroughbreds.
It's not just a last-minute sort of thing they've been thinking with her. So I remember galloping her 5 weeks ago after first up win, and she gave me the feel of Group 1 mare. So sort of been on the target for a little bit, but for her to get a slot, it's exciting, and I'm sure she won't disgrace herself.
The Royal Blue of Godolphin also have 2 of their own. The Powerhouse stable selecting Bivouac for their slot.
In the autumn when I rode Bivouac, this is the horse I wanted to be on coming towards this race. I'm a bit perplexed about the way he's drifted in the market continually, and he's basically done nothing in my mind to say that he's one of the best sprinters in Australia. 2 starts ago, last preparation, second up he won the Newmarket, and basically there wouldn't have been any horse in Australia in the world that would have beaten that day. I wouldn't swap him. I think I'd be getting off the winner if I swapped him.
The duo of Max Whitby and Neil Werrett have locked in trekking. The 6-year-old has history on his side, storming home for 3rd in the 2019 edition. One man who's cool under the Everest pressure is 2-time winning jockey Kerrin McEvoy. And this year, he was quick to snap up his ride aboard Classique Legend in the Bonho slot.
I know that my horse has got the engine required to compete at this level. It's it's a 6-furlong race full of high-quality horses, so you need everything to go right, and that barrier 6 enables us to get a good run throughout, and I'm confident he can do it.
Trainer Les Bridge has won a Melbourne Cup and a Golden Slipper, but he says the lovable grey is his best yet.
I think he's the best sprinter I've ever had, this horse, and I've had some good ones. He's had a great preparation, and if he can just get a bit of luck, which you need in these big races, I just think he can win the race. If ever I've had a horse primed for a big race or spot on, I think he is. I've kept him fresh and kept him sprinting, and I think he'd be hard to beat.
The mighty Santana Lane is back for his 3rd crack at the title, the 5-time Group 1 winner running for Coolmore. The South Aussies are pinning their hopes on a quirky chestnut dubbed the Giant Killer and a barrelling behemoth.
To have 2 horses out of the 12 in the richest race in the world on grass, it's a pretty big thing.
The fairy tale stories of 2 unlikely stars now taking their owners and trainers on the ride of their lives.
To be able to pick him out at the sale and him turn out as good as what he is, like he's won $1.25 million now, and hopefully that's not the end of it. But yeah, he's put my name up there in lights, albeit at the twilight of my career, but it's good to have it sometime rather than never. So he means a lot to me.
Speaking of, the My Everest slot is giving 1,000 everyday Aussies the rare chance to be involved in the world's richest race on turf. Rachel King, the first female to write her name in the Everest record books, and the Joe Pride-trained Eduardo, her chance at taking the crown.
The amount of horse I had underneath me, it gave me a lot of confidence. His form's been super, and like you said, this has been the main aim, this whole preparation. Joe's very good at getting a horse ready for the grand final as such, and I know the horse, he's going to be prepared to perfection.
Tony McAvoy's Dollar for Dollar was the last to enter the field, a shock selection by Aquis after Golden Slipper winner Farnan was ruled out. But high above the Harbour City, he was gifted Barrier 1 for the biggest stage of his career. Tefane's last appearance in Sydney in the autumn broke hearts, including that of her jockey Tommy Berry.
I took a lot of notice of her after she beat me in the all-age stakes on Pirata, which was gut-wrenching to this day, and it was Pirata's last ever start before he went to stud. So she cost me a little bit of, you know, pride and money on that day, so I've got to get a bit back, and hopefully it's on her in the Everest.
Yulong Investments think it can be, but it won't be easy. The Group 1 winning mare drawing barrier 11.
She can run on wet and dry, she can put herself on the speed, or she can sit back. She's got the 1400 metre box ticked, which I believe to win an Everest you've got to run 1400 because it's a very tough 1200 here at Randwick. So she just ticked a lot of boxes for me.
Right alongside her is Libertini, the mare owned by business and racing greats Jerry Harvey and John Singleton. Their friendship spans 60 years, and if time is anything to go by, this mare of theirs is the one to beat.
I think everyone sort of came to the conclusion that last year was a year too soon, and she needed the time to mature, and she's certainly done that. The first up win, I suppose, is the best evidence of that sort of thing, and you know, she's gone on with it since, so really pleased with, you know, what she's done in every respect this preparation. 12
of the country's best sprinters today converge on Royal Randwick. History has been made in the first 3 editions of the race. Come 4:15, a new chapter will be written.